Ciao, what's up everybody? Alright, so, oh no, everything was awesome for 2 days. Oh no, no, no. Now things have changed again. You know, they closed, well they asked a lot of the places they asked to open to close, but it's not that big of a deal. I'm gonna break down why it's not that big of a deal and why everything actually isn't closed. Let me show you some places. Like this place was closed up until they gave them the go ahead. I'm gonna have to swap out batteries sooner than later, so there will be a pause in this video. But yeah, this place was closed until they announced the reopening of everything. They're opened up. All the lady bars are open at night. Even when they asked them to reclose, you just come down here, they're all open. Fatties, which you'll see down here, which was also closed until they did the complete open up thing, which was 4 days ago now. Yeah, after 2 days, after less than 1 day of having the businesses say they can be open, them re-getting their staff from the countryside, cleaning the place, hiring new people, buying alcohol, they asked them to close. And their reason is kind of whatever. They're claiming more cases, but like, it doesn't matter. The cases aren't really mattering. If you look at the statistics, the death rate is still completely down. It hasn't risen at all. You know, infections are back up again. Of course, you've got a whole open city, but like, people aren't clamoring to go to bars, karaoke's, and massages. Like, there wasn't some huge queue for it the first night open. So like, you know, Boy Ving's been open for weeks. I've been talking about that already. But let me show you Fatties. Like, Fatties is open. I know expats love this place. Absolutely not for me. I mean, it's like the old guy approved bar. Hey, nothing wrong with old guys. I'm just not in that lane yet. And I don't really watch sports, so like, it's just not my thing. But fully open again. You can come here. They got pretty girls working here usually, so watch all the sports, do all that shit. Hang out with older gentlemen. I don't watch sports, but like boxing and F1, so really the interest to me is nothing. But most of these places are open. They look closed. Well, the ones for sign for rent aren't open, but a lot of them that made it, they do open up at night. You just come down here at night. Sometimes the gate's half down. Like this one will be opening later. But like, let's dissect what it really means. So they asked spas, karaoke's, and bars to re-shut down. Everything else, the cinemas, all the other stuff they allowed to open can still remain. They're worried about bars, spas, clubs, and cinemas. So, but no one really closed. Let me tell you, most bars are not bars here. Like, only bars you're ever gonna really see in Saigon are like lady bars. And that's really it. Like, lady bars here and in Japantown. Like, almost every like bar is a restaurant. So they can stay open. They can now serve alcohol. All the places can serve alcohol. They didn't take that back. In all the green districts. And the curfew's gone. So there's a super popular restaurant that I can see from my balcony in Bentham, and they've been cranking till like midnight, 1 a.m. completely full, you know. So like, people are like, wow, they closed everything again. I'm gonna tell you, I'm actually here. I actually go to these places. Not much is closed, man. You're talking just the karaoke, from what I can tell, just the karaoke parlors and clubs, and the clubs never really reopened because they had to do a bunch of stuff to get reopened again. So it's really karaoke, spa, and clubs. And even all the spas are open. Like, you can go to Japantown right now, every single spa is open. They've got the door shut a little, but they're all open. So I mean, what really closed? I'm gonna break it down for you. Like, what really closed is pretty much just clubs and lady bars. And they're all still operating. Like, the only thing I didn't see open was clubs. So technically it's just really clubs. Every bar is a restaurant. Some were waiting like Fatties to, some were waiting like Fatties till they got the go ahead. Maybe, I don't know why. Fatties is a restaurant too. He should have opened a long time ago. I don't know why he waited, but whatever. That's his, the guy that owns its priority. But it's not heavily affected. You know, it does, however, suck. Like, I know 4 bar owners in Japantown. I know one lady that I've known for years, Aki, very nice lady, and she actually, you know, rehired her staff, brought people up from Macon, and they had just gotten here when they announced for her to close. So like, you know, she pretty much said, I'm just gonna open, I'll take the fine. And that's what's happening in a lot of the places. They're like, fuck you, man. You said we could open, we're gonna open. And then again, they're gonna reopen stuff probably really soon. It was supposed to come out today, so the internet rumor mill here was saying they might be dragging their feet a little on it. I expect it by Monday or Tuesday if it's not today at the end of the day. But they're gonna allow all these places to reopen with rules. So like, I don't know what that means, limited capacity, whatever. The only thing that I've seen so far that is affected is pretty much a spa and a club that has a street view. If you're off the street and you're not on a main drag, they're all open, man. Every bar in Japantown's still open. All the restaurants have reopened again. They're all serving liquor. They're all staying open late. So, you know, you can't always take the news exactly how it is. You got to have somebody here, like boots on the ground, that's actually like going to check these things out, like I am. Now the state of Boivin, I don't know. We shot the open video in Boivin. Everywhere was preparing to open. I think I'm gonna go there tonight, maybe tomorrow night. I'm really tired today. I did a bunch of cardio and a really hard gym day, so like I'm pretty knocked out. And I've been doing intermittent fasting again, so we'll see after I eat my first meal. We're gonna have Korean barbecue tonight, Bongao, which is one of the best Korean barbecues in Saigon. I have filmed that before if you want to see that. But yeah, it's not that big of a deal. It's not like what the news kind of reads. You know, a lot of these places are like, yo, dude, I already cleaned my shit. I already bought the staff back. I already rebought a lot of alcohol. You know, if you want to come give us a fine, come give us a fine. Force us to shut down. And that's what you're seeing like at a lot of places. So, is it that big of a deal? I don't think so. Will they amend the reopening for everything? Yes. And it's kind of foolish, you know, the cases are up, I don't know. They are up a little bit. We were averaging anywhere from 1,000, 800 to 1,000. We had 1,600 yesterday. But again, if you look at it, the serious hospital cases are still way down and the deaths are down because we have like a 90% vaccine rate for the first and second jab. If you're an anti-vaxxer, you've got the wrong channel too. Like, if you put some stupid shit in the comments about anti-vaccine shit, I'm just gonna delete it. Like, so you're talking to no one. I'm not in that team. I'm not a pro-vaxxer either and telling you to go get vaxxed, but I don't want to hear about your crazy theories in the comment section, for real. Take that somewhere else. Go to Reddit and cry on there or some shit. But Kisho opened again. A lot of places have, everywhere is kind of reopened, man. The only thing, like I'm gonna reiterate, is really clubs and spas that have like a mainline view. Like, and even those are open. All the ones in Japantown that are on like the main drag, like across from Pasture, they just have the door shut halfway. There's some cute girls. They can be the thumbnail. We'll see if they're nice and smile. Maybe, you never know. It's still probably thumbnail, that one. Yeah, people like a good thumbnail and they like women in thumbnail because most of my viewers are men, so let's be realistic. But it's not how the people are portraying it. It's not how the news is portraying it, you know? The only real bars that are strictly just registered under a bar are really lady bars. So like, for me, that doesn't bother me. I'm not going to lady bars, so that's not a thing I frequent. I just need restaurants like Pasture that serve beer and shit like that to be open, and I go like once a week, you know? Sometimes I go into Japantown, I have a couple bottles of whiskey at the 2 owners I know, and yeah, sometimes that's real chill. But those aren't really lady bars in Japantown. There's ladies working there, but it's more like you just buy a drink, and I practice my Japanese and Korean, just like a lot of Japanese and Korean guys are there. So I actually met a new friend when I was out last time, a Korean guy that lives in the building next to me in Golden River, very nice guy. I've been practicing my Korean with him. He's super nice. He thought I spoke Korean. I'm like, dude, no, I butcher everything. But I don't know what they're setting up here. Some congratulatory. Again, today's like the big remembering the death of people from COVID. They've got, you know, on the river. I'm not gonna film it. When he's like, you should film it, I'm like, I don't know, that's kind of disrespectful. They're doing like a little flower send off on the river and lighting candles. And all the news places are black and white today. So let's take a moment of silence for everyone that has died in Vietnam from the COVID. May you all rest in peace. I'm sorry you had to die. But that is why they get strict, guys. Like, people did die from this thing here. So like, it's not some... And again, if you want to speak crazy conspiracy theories and shit, not the place to post it in the comment section. You know, I respect some of you guys that think that shit, but you don't need to like validate yourself through my comment section. It's just going to get deleted. So validate yourself somewhere else. I have no problem with you personally, but I'm not going to let you clog up the comment section with that shit. So, oh, I got to switch batteries. I'll be right back. 1 second. Hey, through the magic of battery swap out and editing, we're back. So yeah, I mean, again, it's really, I want to really hammer down the point that every place is pretty much open. The only bars that really had to shut are like lady bars, but all of them are still open. And you really, there is no reason to even shut them. Like, the government knows that all these actual, like, just registered under a bar are pretty much lady bars. And guess who goes there? Foreigners. There's not many Vietnamese that go to these places, man. I've almost never seen Vietnamese in Japantown or in this Bitexco bar area, like ever. It's always expats from other countries. Like in Japantown, for example, it's all Japanese and Koreans, almost exclusively. So it's kind of misplaced. It's somebody that's like sitting on the board of the committee that decided to open that. It's like, oh no, they're all gonna go do devious acts and infect our people. And they've got to stop this trying to like zero COVID shit again, you know? Just release the Kraken, open it up, man. It's done, we're vaccinated. You're not gonna get more protection. To what end? Are you just gonna keep opening and closing shit? Like, what's it gonna achieve? So, like I said, I think we'll see everything officially announced reopen again in the next few days with some rules, whatever rules mean. I don't quite know what they mean by rules, but time will tell. I expect the announcement pretty soon. So let's jump into the next thing. News. Saigon is again asking the People's Committee to allow foreign tourists from December 1st into Saigon under, again, another ludicrous plan. You know, it's a stupid plan. You have to book through a tour group. Let me read the article so I'm not just talking shit out of my ass. Has sought permission from the government to allow foreign tourists without mandatory quarantine from December. Okay, so, and then the first phase, designated travel companies will be allowed to bring foreign tourists with a COVID vaccine passport to the city by charter and commercial flights. Second phase, January, tourists can visit places in Ho Chi Minh in 5 localities, Nha Trang, etc., etc., etc. In April is when they plan to fully open. So the official Saigon government plan, you're hearing it now, is to fully open by April, which is a little ahead of my timeline, but that's just my timeline. So I would say the safe time to plan would be from April till June. And I wouldn't book tickets yet. I would still hold off. It's a personal decision you gotta make, but you know. They can only enter the country on a package tour with a designated travel agency and with medical insurance for COVID-19 treatment worth at least $50,000. They must install PC COVID Health Declaration and iGov VM. So I mean, what do I think about that? I think it's a stupid plan. You shouldn't have to book it through shit. 2 people already went and got a price check on it, because it sounds like they are going to do it on December 1st. There are like 2 people already contacted tour places, got a quote with flight, everything cost. One guy was $3,200. He was coming from San Francisco. Second guy was $4,000 coming from LA. So that sounds really steep to me. If any more of you have price checked it, please drop it in the comments or join the Discord and talk about it so I can give more accurate information. I only have the 2 guys right now. So again, to go over it one last time before we end this video. What is closed? What is open? Well, officially on paper, they're saying that bars, spas, clubs had to reclose again. Officially, all that I know of that have really closed but never really opened are clubs and some spas. Most are staying open. All the bars are staying open. They're still allowing the cinemas to stay open, the libraries, the weddings, things like this. They were really targeted in on nefarious massage places and nefarious bars. And if you go to the VN Express Vietnamese version and translate it to Google Chrome, the netizens are so funny on the comments there. They're like, "Good, shut that shit down. I don't condone that in any way. It's gonna just spread." Like, they're all for re-shutting it down. So very few. Actually, there is a couple sensible comments. The top comments like, "Yeah, what about the people that just hired an entire staff, cleaned their entire place, re-got alcohol, da-da-da-da-da, probably spent like 10 million, 20 million to get re-going again, and now to just be shutting it." So that's why you see a lot of them just flaunting the rules and saying a big F you. What's this place, man? 2 of these opened up, man, like within the past day. This drink, it's like ice cream. There's one here, and there's one right down here. They're like within a block of each other. So it must be some new thing, taking advantage of the vacancies. So I think you're gonna see a lot of that. You're gonna see a lot of businesses move in real quick now that things are starting to open. They need to really, if they want international tourism to work, drop the stupid tour package bullshit. It's absolutely the dumbest shit in the world. Let people just come if they've got the vaccine or they prove they've recovered from COVID. And yeah, that's it. That's all that needs to happen. And Saigon should be the focus for travel. Nowhere really else should be the focus for international tourism here, because now nowhere's really vaccinated. I guess Nha Trang Center is really vaccinated. It has like a high vax rate. My driver is trying to tell me like 90%, which I still find hard to believe. Couldn't find any actual information on it, so yeah. And Phu Quoc's still not all the way vaxxed. They're getting there. Like Phu Quoc's working on getting their vaccine. Time will tell to see if they really actually got it. That could be a good thumbnail as well. I think if I'm them, I just focus on Saigon, you know, because we're so vaxxed here. You know, we're going to be like 98% vaxxed by the end of the year, both jabs. And then they're going to start rolling out boosters in January. And nobody's going to have to be forced to take a booster, because guess what? We're all just going to take it. It's the problem. Give me a booster. I don't care. First 2 jabs didn't do shit to me. The third one ain't going to do nothing either. So it's just going to help me to do my part into not going to the hospital super sick and or dying from this hoax of a thing. Yeah, that's the update. I wanted to really clear that information up, because people are going to read the news as they did after I put that video up, and they're like, they already closed it all back down. So I just want to tell you from actually going places, seeing it with my own eyes, that really not much is actually closed back down. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, I'd appreciate if you subscribe to the channel. It's the best way to help my little channel grow. See you on the next one. Stay frosty. Peace out.